Vote. It's all we hear this time of the year, right? Vote. Your vote for president means so much. Make sure you go out and vote. But how many of you understand that your vote, our vote, my vote, we the people who vote, do not vote for president? Are you shocked? Think this is a punchline to a joke? It's not. We the people do not vote for president. So who votes for president? The Electoral College votes for president. Go ahead, look it up. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it. It shows you the electoral states, the Electoral College. But do you really know what that means? Well, I'm going to tell you what it means. Your Electoral College are your senators and your House representatives. They vote for president. It's their vote that's the official vote for president, not yours. Are you shocked? Well, technically you shouldn't be, because that's the way it's always been. Yep. But see, what we have to realize, we the people, is that where our vote does count, where our vote is significant, is in our local and state elections. You see, as long as we're aware of who's running our state and who's running our local governments, as long as we have control of that, which we absolutely do, which our vote absolutely will determine who those people are, then as long as we are in control of that, then if you choose to vote in the presidential election, you have a greater chance of the Electoral College being in agreement with your vote for president. But if you weren't paying attention to who's running for your Senate, who's running in your House of Representatives, and you let those people just slide into office without paying attention, then you cannot get angry if the president you want running this country doesn't get voted in. Do you see how that works? And congruently, if so happened the president that you did choose was voted in, but your state legislators don't approve of that president and their policies, then everything that your president wants to, bring out and so-called implement and how he chooses to run these United States won't be voted for. So all of the promises that these politicians make when they run for office, especially the president, if those elected officials don't agree with his policies, then those policies don't come to fruition. And then 4 years later, they say, see, he said he was going to do this and he didn't do it. But chances are it's because the state representatives, the state legislators, didn't vote him in. So they didn't support his policies. See how that works? But they aren't going to tell you that, because they're the ones who are going to come up and run for president next term, right? Who was Obama? I mean, nationally, before he ran. Who was Romney? I mean, the people in those states were probably familiar, at least with the name. I mean, most of us are familiar with the names of at least one of our senators. Most of us don't even know that there's two. That's because we're not involved in that voting process. We don't know what's going on. We don't know who's running our state. But until we do, then the vote for president isn't going to matter much. See, yes, voting for president is important because it tells the Electoral College the desire of the people, technically. But the desire of the people is always in line with how well this country is doing or is not doing, which we the people have been told rests solely on the president's shoulders. But that's not true. The president can't do anything without the state legislators' vote and approval. So if we don't know what our state legislators are going to vote in, approve, or disapprove of, if we don't know who those people are and what they stand for, we can't get mad at our president if our lives aren't any better once they go into office. So this is my PSA. Yes, vote. But vote in your local elections. Vote in your state elections. Be just as passionate about those candidates, if not more so. No, not if. Absolutely more so than the presidential candidate. Because at the end of the day, that's where your vote counts. That's where your vote is going to affect your life on a daily basis. Case in point, do you remember the Bush-Gore election? Wasn't that long ago, but that was swept under the rug kind of quick. Why? Because it was the first time that the popular vote and the electoral vote didn't match up. And it was in one of the swing states. So it really became an issue. If it happened in Kansas, maybe it did. But since that state only has about 3 electoral votes versus Florida's, 20-something? You see why that became a big deal. So please educate yourself. Look up Electoral College. Look up who your congressmen are, which are your House of Representatives, and look up your senators and how those people are voted in and when they are voted in. Pay attention, because those are the people who are voting for your president.